All right, guys, lesson number 2 is here. 10 steps to managing your bankroll like a pro. I can't emphasize enough how important managing your bankroll is, guys. It's 80% of succeeding in this industry. I can't stress this enough. I lost my bankroll not because of not knowing strategies or processes or systems. I lost my bankroll because I was a degenerate. I chased and I couldn't keep my emotions away from when I placed my bets. And that happens to a lot of you guys. So I'm gonna give you guys 10 steps right now that I follow to this day when I'm readjusting my bankroll. The first one's to set a budget. If you're living on a 9 to 5, you're struggling to make $2,000-$3,000 in your current job, it makes no sense to start with a couple $1,000s in your bankroll. Start with a couple $100, learn from others, learn from my YouTube videos, and start practicing this. Don't go all in. That's a recipe for disaster emotionally and in this industry as well. So set a budget responsibly. A percentage of your savings go into this as an investment. When you invest into something, you're prepared to lose. I'm not saying you're going to lose, but that's the mindset you got to carry when you're investing in anything and you're putting your money in it. Don't see it as something that's going to pay you back right away. See it as something that's going to pay you back in a couple years. Number 2, you're going to define your unit size. And the unit size, you define that based on your risk tolerance, guys. This is key. I'm a pretty risky guy. Any bet you take, if you're a risky person, you're gonna risk 3 to 5% of your bankroll. If you're more conservative, you're gonna risk 1 to 3%. That depends on you. You know yourself best, so make sure you ask yourself that question. And whatever you decide to stick with it for 30 days minimum. Number 3, avoid chasing losses, guys. Especially if you're starting off, it's easy to get overwhelmed by the losses because they're gonna happen. Failure is required in order to succeed in this industry, and you're gonna lose. And it's gonna test you on really early. You're gonna take a couple losses and you're gonna wanna chase on the next game. And I'm telling you right here, most of you guys end up chasing and lose. You guys have no discipline. So if you're starting off and you're setting your bankroll, put it on your computer. Put it on the walls. Don't chase, because that's a recipe for disaster. That's, along with not managing your bankroll, chasing losses goes hand in hand, guys. So don't do that. Please do not chase losses. That's how you lose long-term in this industry. Step number 4, and it's establishing betting limits. Per day and per week. I only bet 1 to 2 plays per day. My max amount that I'm going to risk in a day is $10,000, which to me is not that much. Not saying that's a brag, just saying it's not too much for me. So that's my betting limits. When I started off, my betting limits was to not bet more than $200-$300 per day, guys. So if you're in that realm of having a couple $1,000s in your bankroll, establish a betting limit today. I'm not gonna take more than 2 plays, and I'm not gonna bet more than $300. That's gonna give you an edge in discipline, responsibility, and it's going to help you long-term in this industry, guys. Establish betting limits, particularly for days. Number 5, use a staking plan, guys. And what do I mean by this? I have a different type of staking plan. I don't bet the same units every play. And that's a strategy in itself. You bet the same amount every single game. What I do is I like to pick my place, and depending on where they fall in my criteria, I will place either a $3, $5, or $10,000 play. But it all is determinant on the pillars, on the process, on things that I've created, guys. So make sure you have the right stake plan. And if you're starting off, I recommend just betting the same amount per play, just while you get the hang of it and grasp how it really works long term. Number 6 is diversify your bets. It's key. Don't always take parlays. Don't always take over-unders. Start testing different types of strategies. Everybody has a niche. My niche is money line and spread only. I don't take over-unders. I rarely take parlays. I don't take teasers. I don't take player props because I know what I work best in. So you got to find what you work best in. And at first, you're going to have to diversify your bets to see what works best for you. If you're developing your own strategies and you're looking to really do this long term. If you want to get some strategies and not have to go through the trouble and the years and the pain of making mistakes, losing money, and having to learn for yourself, then go ahead and message me and I'll help you get those strategies that I've created over the last 7 years so you don't have to deal with that. Strategies that once you implement them, you're going to be able to pick your plays like I do if you practice it correctly. Number 7, as I always harp, track. Keep record of every little detail. Why you took the play, what feelings you had, what you did the day before, what you did prior to picking your plays. That's what winners do, guys. That's what the 1% do. They're detail oriented. It's not about just picking a fucking play and saying, oh, it's going to hit. No. It's about picking a play. Why did I pick that play? What strategy did I follow? How was I feeling? Did I work out? Did I meditate? What did I party the night before? You will start noticing trends and patterns if you track to a T, and it's only going to benefit you long term. If you don't do it, you're not going to win long term, guys. You got to be able to start getting in the mindset of seeing patterns, because that's what it is in this industry and in stocks and any investments. Patterns that you start seeing over and over, and then you avoid mistakes and you start making more money. So keep track, guys. If you guys don't have a tracker, go ahead and download my pro tracker. I created, I've made it over the last 7 years. It tracks every little detail. It's the best tracker in the game, and I'm giving it away for free. So go ahead and click that link below, and I'll send over the pro tracker completely free. Number 8 is review and adjust. I'm gonna give you an example right here of how that works. Each Sunday at the end of my last play, I review my results. I review my profit. I review my losses. And at the end of every Sunday, when the week is profitable, I adjust. And what do I mean by that? I take 50% of my profits and I increase my bankroll by that. And then the other 50% of my profits, I save them. I put them in my bank account. Why do I do that? To see money in my bank account, I'm getting paid, which is important psychologically. And number 2, I'm increasing my units. A big question of everyone is, hey, what if I have a bad week? That's the whole point of the 50-50 splits. You're building a safety net just in case of a bad week. But at the end of the day, if you profit long-term like I do, you're not going to have an issue of having to tap into that savings account because you're increasing your units too. So if anything, if you do have a negative week, your units might decrease a little bit, but they'll be more than when you started. And that's the name of the game. It's not a straight line up, guys. There's going to be some losses. There's going to be some bad days, bad weeks. But at the end of the day, if you know you have a strategy that profits long-term, you trust it and you continue playing. Number 9 and number 10, very, very simple. I left them for last because they're pretty self-explanatory. And it's don't fall into peer pressure. Don't fall into the trap of looking on Instagram on BR betting, seeing these parlays hit, which 1 in a million hit. It's bullshit that these guys promote that, creating false expectations that happens all the time. It happens 1 in a million, guys. Those plus 10,000 odd parlays, that's not a reality. Getting rich quick is a false bullshit scam, guys. Don't fall into those peer pressures. Stick to your system. And if you ever feel that you're getting lost in the sauce, you're losing too much money, you're still taking plays even though you know you shouldn't, take a break, guys. I've been there, not judging you. I've had to take breaks in the past before. Your head is in the sand. You got to take it out of that sand by taking a couple of days off, readjusting, and starting fresh. And if it's something that you don't have any money and you're taking people's money, borrowing money, then take a break and stop gambling for a year. I did that as well. There's no harm in that. I bounced back. I took a year without betting, and look at me now. There's no shame in it. Sometimes you just got to readjust. Guys, these are the 10 steps you need to follow if you're starting off sports betting. Even if you're a pro, I do this to this day, and I bet more than majority of the people. So it's key for you guys to do this. This is lesson 2. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned a lot. I hope you guys implement these steps to your strategy so you can profit long term. Next week, I'm going to go with lesson 3. Lesson 3 is going to be a little different. It's going to go more on the types of plays I take. It's going to get more into the nitty gritty. These first 2 lessons were primarily on the fundamentals, guys. Odds, lines, and bankroll. Without those 3, you can't really start betting if you don't know how to efficiently manage your bankroll or read odd and lines. So these lessons were key. Next week, we start getting into the more advanced things. Guys, very happy I'm doing this with you guys. Very happy you guys are sharing the show. The channel is growing because of you guys. So I wanted to thank you for that. And again, it's all value exchange. If you found value in this show, in this program, and what I say, then share the word. That's how value exchange works. If you don't, if you think it's silly, if it's not for you, then don't share it. It's all good. It's not for everyone. It's for winners. It's for that 1% that really want to get better. Not for gamblers that just want to play for the weekends. Cool? So share the show, guys. I'll catch you next week for lesson 3. And as always, invest. Don't gamble.